Namaste. Hello. And welcome to class. So greetings my friends and welcome to this 30-minute gentler flow. So it's going to be a little bit softer, but that doesn't mean it won't still be challenging. It won't still have some elements which will come up and give us a few surprises and a few little things to learn about ourselves from. So let's get started straight away laying down on our backs. So just finding a little bit of space, a little bit of time, remembering that comfort is queen. So finding that shape which really resonates for you. Soften all of your spine into the floor. Allow your hips to just roll open. Palms face up. Shoulders press down. Allow the feet to fall open. And slow everything down. Coming into that awareness of the breath, that yogic breathing in and out of the nose. Using that like an anchor to keep our thoughts grounded in the present. To keep that focus every time the mind does wander. And to keep that real deep awareness of what's going on in the practice, because we can tell so much about ourselves by just listening to the breath. If the breath is fast-paced, out of control through the mouth, then we probably need to back off, we need to sit down, we need to rest. We need to allow the breath to come back to its regular, slow form. Soften into your back muscles a little bit more. Take an inhale breath in through the nose. Slow and deep. Exhale nice and slow through the nose. Let all the air out. Feel that softening, taking it into the body. A few more breaths here. Inhale, breathing, reach your hands up over the head. Draw the toes from the fingers. Expand out through the hands. Shake out through the hips, perhaps. Slide, let it out. And then coming back to that yogic breathing in and out of the nose. Reach for your fingers. You can make some fists with your hands and just do some nice big circles into the wrists. Feeling that lengthen and engage a little bit. Change the circles, go the opposite way. And then inhale, breathing, reach out through the fingers. Bring the knees in towards the chest. Squeeze the knees in. Take your time, just finding that gentle pressure. And then gently roll the knees in circles. Keep your eyes closed if you can. So you're really aware of how this feels. And the breath. Without worrying about how it looks. Without looking into the senses for answers. Look into yourself. Change the direction of the circles. Go the opposite way. And then slowly change, bring the knees back in towards the chest. Extend the left leg out long, interlock grip underneath the right knee. And again, big wide circles into that right hip socket. Just find that space. If you want to, you can bring the left hand to the left hip and go a bit wider in your circles. Just find that space.
And then inhale, breathe in, come back to the interlock grip, chin in, bring the right knee out in line with the right armpit, squeeze the right knee in. To go deeper, you can flex through the left toes, draw the left kneecap down, keep pulling on that right hip, right leg, squeezing it in towards the chest, not forcing, just breathing. 2 more breaths here. And then slowly change, flex the right toes, reach for the right ankle, the outside edge of the right foot, but keep all of your sacrum as much as you can on the floor. So if you're curving and rounding to grab the hold of the foot, just back off. Don't grab it as high, grab it at the shin, the ankle. You want to think more about lengthening out your spine. Keep those right toes flexed towards the face so the right kneecap is engaged. Left hand can come to left thigh. And then you can do any kind of movements you want into that right leg. You can straighten it out, bend into it. Just try to explore a little bit of the hip range. You can bring the foot to the left, to the right. Use a strap if this feels way too intense. Straps are fabulous for leg stuff especially. And then slowly change. Come back to your stillness, to your half happy baby shape. Chin draws in, suck the belly in. Shoulders are reaching for the earth. Breath is soft. Left heel pressing away from the body. And breathe. Soft and still, light and sweet. Make it feel good. Really tap into your feel good place within yourself. That place where you can just really be a little bit more gentle, a little bit more softer with yourself. Slowly release the right leg. Bring the right leg down to the floor. Press down through the hands. Bring the left foot in. Coming into our reverse tabletop, our bridge pose shape. So bringing the hands down for the heels. Press down through the heels. Inhale, breathing, lift the hips. Just nice and gentle. Try to keep the knees from flowing out. Exhale, lower the hips down. Inhale, lift the hips up. Exhale, lower the hips down. Not trying to force it, just trying to breathe into it. Not going into your deepest expression. We're coming back to this shape later. So just think more about opening up through the front side of the hips. Try not to engage your glutes too much. Lovely. One more for luck. Lift, lift, lift. Lower, 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 lower. Extend the right leg out behind you. Bring the left knee in towards the chest. Big wide circles with the left knee. Just finding that space. Just bring a little bit more awareness into the hips. Change the direction of the circulation. And then slowly come back to stillness. Interlock grip. Less dominant thumb on top. Don't try to miss that. Squeeze that left knee in towards the chest. Bring the left knee out in line with the armpit. Press the right heel bone away. Suck the belly in. And breathe. Such a powerful shape. Pranamuktasana. Really great for our digestive system. Really good for our hip flexibility. Hamstring, quad flexibility. Try to keep all shoulders grounding down, chin in, and press out through that right heel bone. And then come back to the sweetness and softness of your breath. Flex the left toes, reach for the outside edge of the left foot. If that's not happening, find that purchase somewhere else and then making whatever moves you want. So I like to straighten it out, bring the leg one way, bring the leg the other way. It can feel very nice to sway the leg up as well. Really recommend it with a strap if that's not doable, but just find that space. You can point through the toes, really play, and then slowly coming back into your still shape. Flex the left toes towards the face, drive the right knee down, the right hip down. Come into your half happy baby, stillness, chin in, breath soft. And then slowly change. Bring the left foot down. Bring the right foot to the floor. Bring the hands down for the heels to make sure that the feet are in line with the hips. Press down through the arms and then lift the hips up. Exhale, drop the hips down. 3 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one like that. Inhale, lift, lift, lift. Exhale, lower, lower, lower. Inhale, lift. This time a little bit different. Wrap the shoulders underneath. Squeeze the kneecaps in. Press down through the hand. Lift up through the chest. And come into a bridge pose. Really be aware of your feet. Pressing down through the feet as much as you can. Draw the palms of the hands together. Shoulder blades pinch. The more the shoulder blades pinch, the more the chin to the chest. The deeper the stretch. 2 more breaths here. And then slowly lower the bum down to the ground. Press the lower back into the earth. Grab for both knees and do some big wide circles with both knees. Changing it, going different directions and squeezing both knees in, and you can do some nice big wide circles away from each other with the knees. It can feel really nice after a bit of back compression. Change the direction, go the opposite way. And then slowly bring the knees back in towards the chest. Curl over into a fetus-like shape on the left or right side, doesn't matter. And just take a breath here. Try not to go too fast. Give yourself a moment here to connect with this shape. Connect with the breath. And slowly rolling into a tabletop position when you're ready. You can have the toes tucked under or not. Really take this where you need to. And we're going to do some cat-cow variations. So we're going to inhale, lift the gaze, drop the bum back. Exhale, scoot the tailbone up through the spine, chin to chest. Inhale, lift, 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 lift. Exhale, round, 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 round. Inhale, lift, 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 lift. Exhale, round, 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 round. Keep going, following your breath cycle, trying to smooth it out, being really aware of where your breath is going and where your body is going with the breath. Can you make it any bit more smoother?
slowly coming back to sit at the back of your space. Toes down, bring your toes back in if you want to. Lengthen out through the spine, roll the shoulders back. Bring one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. Connect with the breath, that yogic breathing. Sorry. In and out of the nose. And then bring both hands to your heart. Press both hands in towards each other. Press your heart slightly back. And then interlock the hands, press the hands forward. Inhale, lift the hands up, elbows in. Keep the hands interlocked. Press the hands into the chest. Sorry. And then press the hands away. Inhale, lift up. Bring the hands to the heart. Press the heart back. Exhale, really arch, arch, arch. Open up through the shoulder blades. Wrap the chin in. Suck the belly in. Really strong. And the stronger you are, the softer your breath is. And then slowly change. Bring the hands to the floor, untuck the toes, give them a nice little pitter-patter on the floor. Adjust your stance as much as you need to, and then slowly walk your fingertips forward, coming into our heart mountain posture. If this is too much, hold on to the top of the mat and just press the hands away from you to draw the hips back. If you find that you're really open in your shoulder blades, you can bring your chin down to the floor. But wherever you are, I really want you to concentrate more on opening up through the arms. Maybe you just want to bounce a few more times in this shape, really softly, only if you have good shoulders. Just opening it up. Nice and gently, really engaging through the legs. And then press down through the elbows, bring the weight forwards, come into your Sphinx pose. So adjust as much as you need to. Elbows are in close to the body. Press your feet into the floor. Bring your feet out further if you feel too much back compression. And then draw your fingertips into the earth and then in towards the spine. Really engage into your mid-back strength by pressing your toes into the floor, really digging your elbows in and squeezing them in towards midline. So you can really feel that activation through the back muscles around the heart. Shoulders back, chin up. Keep lifting up through the eye gaze. Take one more breath here. Press down with the feet a little bit more. And then slowly release. Bring the crown of the head down. Bring the forehead to the floor. Give the hips a little wiggle. And then press down through the hands, elbows in. Press the hips into the earth. Inhale, lift up to a low cobra. Just use your back strength. Lift the hands up. Press the feet down. Press the belly down. Lift the eye gaze a little bit more. Soft breath. Doesn't matter how high you go. Really matters about what you feel. Lift up one more something. And then slowly change. Make that pillow. Give the hips a wiggle. And just let it go. Nothing to force. Nothing to prove. And then slowly press down through the hands. Drive your bum back towards the heels. Come to sit into your child's pose. Knees stand out wide. Your belly comes to that space in between the thighs. Fingers reach out in front of you. And then slowly interlock the hands behind you. Press the hands in. Draw the shoulder blades back. Suck the belly in. Slowly come up to seat at the back of your mat. Draw the knees back together. Lift up through the eye gaze. And soften your belly. Inhale, breathing. Release the hands. Bring the hands up
overhead, stretch out, bring the thumbs together, elbows in, exhale, breathing, hands come back to the heart. Press the thumb in towards the sternum, interlock the hands, press the hands in towards the chest, exhale, breathing, open up through the shoulder blades. Inhale, breathing, lift the hands up. This time bring the left hand down towards the left side. Just really some nice big wide circles with that right arm, with that right hand. So just creating a bit of space. Slower you go, the more you're going to feel. So find that place. Trying to use as much awareness as you can to find out what's going on with that right shoulder. And then slowly change. Inhale, breathing, press down through the right hand, lift up through the left fingers, and find that space, that relationship between the breath and the movement, finding that expansion. 2 more, really make it your own. Nice. And then slowly come back to center, allow the palms to rest on the thighs. Suck your belly in a little bit to lengthen out your spine. Draw the shoulders back. Soft breath, soft practice, soft heart. Keeping your seat the way it is. Bring your hands forward. I want you to bring the feet out so that they're in line with the hips. If this feels too much on your knees, back off, don't do this. Just do something else. Come back to this Supta Baddha Konasana, this Baddha Konasana position with the feet together, and open out the hips that way in a more sportive way. Or you can stack the right knee on top of the left into a cow face. But if you can, if this feels alright into your knees, sit back. If it feels okay, but your bum feels a million miles from the floor, you can sit on a block. Don't force it. This is a really strong position. Can be very restorative for your knees, but if you do it in a bad way, you are just going to mash your knees up. There's no nice way to say it, but well, there is. You're going to hurt yourself a lot. It's not worth it. So you're just trying to find that space. Keep lifting through the crown and breathe into that really big, deep leg stretch. And if you feel okay here, you can go to the Supta Vajrasana variation, laying down on the floor. But that's really not for everyone. And if your bum is lifting off the floor, you don't try it. So I'm going to stay here just to encourage you to kind of not do it unless you know what I'm talking about, and then it's your practice and you do it, and that's fine. But yeah, just to show that this is a really great place to be as well. So 2 more breaths wherever you are. Thinking of that lovely long spine. And then slowly changing, pressing down through the hands, giving the feet perhaps a nice little pitta pata again. And then slowly walking the fingertips forward, coming back to our Anahatasana. Chin down, fingers forward, chest down towards the floor. Doesn't matter if the chest comes to the floor or not. If you're finding this really intense in your shoulders, just back off. Stay really, really high and just work on opening. Hold on to the mat. And really just think about opening through those shoulders, maybe a few gentle bounces, but really just noticing what's going on. And then pressing down through your elbows, coming back to your Sphinx pose. Probably one of my favourite postures in yoga, because it's just awesome. So many benefits into this little back bend. It is a passive back bend in lots of ways, so that's why we're going to make ways of making this even more delicious, even more scrumptious of a back bend, by engaging into those mid-back muscles a little bit more. So press down through the feet, lobes. Draw the elbows down and in, and bring the shoulders back, chin forward. Find that expansion, that opening sensation across the front of the neck. Press the hips down, lift up, and then really draw your hands, your elbows in towards the midline. Find a little bit more activation through the mid-back muscles. And then option to stay here. This might be more than is enough for you, and that's all good. Back off maybe even. If you want to go a bit deeper, you can press down through the hands, straighten into the elbows, draw the shoulders away from the ears, keep your feet really strong, keep lifting up through the chest, and if you're feeling really comfortable, you can think about walking your hands in even. Doesn't matter if you're not thinking about doing that, that's nowhere near where you want to go. But if you do feel okay doing that, you just slowly, taking it really gently, walk the fingers in a little bit at a time, coming back to the breath after every walk, seeing how you're doing, seeing how the breath is, seeing if you can go up a little bit higher, or if you're really okay where you are. And then slowly changing. Bringing your forehead to the floor, giving your hips a nice wiggle. And then reach your right arm out long. So it's in line with the shoulder. Press down through the left hand and gently roll over onto the right side of the body. If you wanted to turn it into a back bend, you can reach that left foot back for the right fingers. Try not to grab too much for the hand though. Try to think more about opening it up and then pressing the foot back. But that's really, you might not want to do that. That might not be the which interests you, and that is fine too. Just breathe into that opening, that stretch through the shoulder, and then come back through centre, back onto the belly. Left arm out long, roll over onto the left side. Again, optional to grab for the toes, turn it into a back bend if that's calling. But it might not be, that's okay too. And then slowly come back to centre, roll over onto your back for our last little bridges. Reach your hands back for your heel. Reach your hand back for your heels, yes, that makes sense. Press your elbows down, your shoulders down. Make sure your knees are not fanning out wide. And then lift the hips up. Now your option here, you can stay like that. You can use a brick, a block, rest your hips and just have them open that way. If you're quite flexible, you can reach your hands underneath and just open it up, but manually. But if that feels way too intense, use a block. Take it on the lowest setting and then slowly work its way up. Think about what's going on with your knees. Try not to allow them to fan open too much. And really enjoy that stretch through the lower abdomen. Opening up through the belly, chin to chest, really arch. And then slowly let go with control. Try not to collapse in a heap. Bring the elbows in. Reach back for the heels. And then inhale, press down through the heel bones. Lift up the chest. Optional this time to interlock the hands underneath you. And really press your chin down into your chest. Press your chest up toward your chin. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Knees in and lift up. One more something. This feels so good. Lift up the belly. One more something. Knees in. One more breath. And then slowly let go. Hands come down either side. Windshield wiper the legs left and right. Let it go. Whew. Coming into a Supta Baddha Konasana if that works for you. Feet together. Big toes touch. One hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. Just breathe into it. Again, coming back to that, what's going on with your breath? Just being aware of the quality of your breath in this moment. And 2 minutes of stillness and silence now for you, for your body, for your practice. Really make the most of this time and space for you. With every inhale, feeling that lifting. With every exhale, feeling that releasing. You can come out into a traditional Savasana shape with the legs out long, or stay in that Supta Baddha Konasana, or any variation. Soft breath, soft mind. Riding the next inhale into your body. Start feeling a little bit more alive. Or if you want to stay in your Savasana a bit longer, please do feel free to do so. Otherwise, reaching the hands overhead, stretching in, yawning and sighing and releasing. Bring the knees in towards the belly. Perhaps giving your lower back a little bit more love, a little bit more release, massaging out the sacrum, the lower spine. And then slowly rolling into that fetal light shape again. Having the eyes closed down if you can. And then slowly coming up to a seat. Lengthening out your spine, shaking, fussing, doing whatever you need to do to come back to your stillness. Bring your hands back together at your heart, by your chin to your chest. Closing out your practice in a way that resonates for you today. Om Sat Nam. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Wishing you the most beautiful of days. Take your time.